to Halfords on my scooty. Yes, on my scooty. I'm going to Halfords for some oil for Nibbler. Yeah, Nibbler, my super bag. Alright. Well, the frost is only just clearing in some places. Oh, I really needed second gear up there. That screen is very fucking close. Because it's now leaning against the mirrors. Yes, yes. Oh well, that's maximum leanage. Actually, as far as my eyesight is considered, it's bloody brilliant. As far as you're considered, probably not so much. I'll just move you a little bit. Alright, here we go. Third gear. 40 miles an hour, you fucking deathmonger. Right, I'm going to Halfords. Fourth gear, oh yeah. We're going to Halfords for some oil for Nibbler, the super bike. Yeah, my 88 ZX10, if you've not watched any of those videos. Because he had a sticky needle valve in the carburettor, and some moron, who will remain nameless, left the fuel tap on, and then left it standing for quite a long time. And as a result, I estimate there's over 1.5 litres of petrol in the oil. Yeah. Bugger is the word I'd use. So I've drained the oil, and now I just need to go and fetch some more. So that's what we're doing. I mean, I could go to my local, yeah, that was a bit slippy. We could go to my local motorist centre. I could go there, he does have bike oil. So we'll see. Fourth gear, full jack, wide open throttle. That's it, nice dry bend there. Full throttle, tip it in. 50 off the Queen's miles an hour. Yeah! Woo! Bit of mud on the road, good job it's not wet. There's quite a lot of farm action this time of year as they prepare the fields for the sowing. And you've just got to bear that in mind, that that mud can ice over as well. Okay, what I'm going to do, I've decided I'm going to go to Halfords, not the local motorist centre. It can be a bit pricey. So I'm just going to use, for the most part, the little back roads. Yeah, you're not on your scooter enjoying yourself, are you, mate? You're a truckist. Right, occasionally I'm banging the camera on the screen. The screen has folded against the mirrors. Looks very aerodynamic, and it is keeping it off my body. My visibility, because I'm now seeing fully above the screen, is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Apart from riding into that sun. Ooh, sunshine! Motherfucker! See, I have to get a swearing. Okay, we're in a village. Let's try and tickle it round at 30. Well, you've got to watch your speed on this, as stupid as that sounds. You do have to watch your speed, because it's up to about 40-45. It's quite a rapid little thing. You're in a big pickup, are you giving way? Nobody did, he actually pulled over. Now I've got my summer jacket on with no lining on at the minute, and I'm just starting to feel a little bit of a chill. My good lady, Mrs. Shed, bought this jacket for me from JTS in Ibstock, Leicestershire, and they do odd sizes, you see, because I'm traditionally a fat bloke with a short leg. They do sizes to cater for such an odd body shape. So my last few bits of kit have actually been from them. My test riding kit is theirs. First gear. It's alright, look. No, didn't think you'd give way, you pikey twat. That roundabout there used to be a junction, and many years ago, when I was a mere child, I know it's hard to imagine, my cousin was killed on that. I think it was called Paul Dignall. if anybody's local and can remember him, this is Stoney Stanton. I'd completely forgotten about it until... Don't use your fucking indicators, will you daft old cunt? Until I actually went into the local chemist there, and they said, oh, any relation to Paul? And I had to think, because I have got a cousin called Paul. And I said, oh yeah, I've got a cousin called Paul. And she went, no, I meant the one that got killed. And of course it all comes flooding back. I can remember the day we got the phone call. My sister was babysitting for me, so I could have only been about 24. And I can remember my sister being really, really, really upset. I can't remember ever meeting him. I knew he was a big motorcyclist, as was most of the males in the family. And a lot of the males in the family have still got a bit of a bike thing. And he got killed on that roundabout, which was a crossroads then. Now we're just popping into top because everybody's doing 35 miles an hour. Because we're retired, you know, we've got all day to get everywhere. Yeah, well, the rest of us are, oh, it's a taxi. Oh, it's doing the typical taxi trick. Drives like a lunatic when it's empty. Ignores all traffic laws, and then as soon as there's a passenger in it, drives like Grandad shit himself. Oh dear, I really must start being less sweary so I can broaden the appeal of the channel. But to be quite honest, I'm going to struggle with it because I don't have any filters. I haven't had any filters for many, many years, decades. And yes, I find it quite liberating because I will quite happily say what people are thinking, and then people pretend to be shocked when you've said it, when they shouldn't be, to be honest. You know they were thinking it, they've got the social graces not to say it. I haven't. I can do social graces, but I struggle. If I can't go anywhere and be myself, or work in a place where I can be myself, or you know, anything like that, I don't bother. If you can't be yourself, don't bother, because it's hard work keeping up a mask, and we'll wear masks from time to time. Sometimes you have to, you know, just to save people's feelings and all this lot. Well, you know, we're all adults. If you think somebody's a C word, you're best off just to tell them and let them know where they stand, because they will respect you much more for it, and if there's any bad air between you, it soon disappears. You're an idiot. Look at that, everybody! And Mr. Boaty and all the boaty community. That was a jogger with massive buzzworms! Oh, I'll have to highlight that bit. I'm enjoying this. I'm not actually cold. I can feel a bit of a chill. Now, I've got my thermals on because I'm old, but I have to wear those at work in the prototypes because they haven't got heaters. And it's just taking the chill off it. I've got a little chill on my back, and that's fine. I can cope with that. I'm quite liking this super angled screen, but it's very close to my helmet, and I know it's hitting the camera, so apologies for that. But due to the little hump in the seat, I can't really sit any further back, and I don't want to take any weight off the front wheel, to be honest. So yes, we're on our way to our local Halfords. I'll probably edit some of this out and speed the trip up a little bit. In fact, yes, I might do that. Anyway, I'm coming up to what to me is still a new road, and it's the El Shilton bypass called Clickers Way. Called Clickers because there used to be a lot of shoemakers. Oh look, Nissan Figaro, very cool machine. And she looked a very funky lady with her burgundy hair. Bad choice, love, shows up the jizz. You know, if this taxi keeps driving at this speed, I'm going to have to do the Street Hawk Turbo Superior, and whiz past him on the bypass and then hold him up all the way up the bypass. Yeah! Indicating left now to get onto the Hinkley bypass. Into second, tip it in, it's Greasy Island this is. Keeping in my lane, full throttle. Oh, he's turning off, that's good. Fourth gear, pin, rip past the Uber. Another scooterist there, fucking completely ignored me, the fucking piss pot wearing tit wank. You see, this Tourette's of mine has really got to get into check. Because at work, if they ever find out I haven't got Tourette's, I'm in trouble. There we go, third gear, 45 going up to 50. Do need to adjust those mirrors. Fourth gear, may as well. The car in front of me doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Just tweaking the mirror there. Yes, that's better. I might go back through Hinkley Town because scoots are great fun in town. They're sort of natural environment anyway, and this is very nippy through town. Yes, you've just realised you're holding me up, aren't you? Go on, get your toe in, love. You're in a national. We're doing 50 in a national. My God, not everybody's retired. Anyway, our local Halfords, if I don't want to go into Leicester, which I never do, is on the Hinkley bypass. Or the A47, I think it's actually called. Not the A47 that I remember, but there you go, I'm old. Okay, now we're coming into a 40. I'll tickle the old speed down because there is usually a police car or something sat there. You usually see it about sort of 1:30 time, commute time. Into third, into second. Oh, gonna need first, there we go. Because the traffic's doing the old elastic band thing, you know, when the front goes pang and the back takes a while to catch up, we're doing that. Check the junction for emergency vehicles, always do that. When you're entering a junction, always look both ways, even if you've got right away. And then you will not be caught out by a speeding "Whoa, Black Betty, ambulance!" A lot of tradespersons around doing their tradesperson stuff. But I opted to go to Halfords because I looked online at the oil prices, and the last jug of oil I got for the ZX10 was off eBay, and I think it was from a company called Miller and Allen, and it was very high quality mineral, and it was only like 25 quid for 5 litres, because a lot of the oils that I used to use, they're now like 40 quid for 5 litres. And the price of oil is just dickish. There's loads of Arabs buying Bugattis and I can't afford a tin of beans. It's just not good. Back up in the top. Right, selecting our lane, doing our lifesavers. Into third. Car coming, should be able to do it in third. Yeah, let's tickle on, tickle on, tickle on. Here we go. Let's go. I always use my arm as an indication as well, so it looks like a one-armed seagull coming back from the chip shop. And here we go. Here is Halfords. And the great thing about the scooter, I can masturbate on the way home. I mean, I can, yes, I can park right at the front like a cunt. GoPro, stop recording. That's bought my oil from Halfords. Oh yes, from Halfords. Halfords, yeah, extremely friendly staff, and you now get your receipt via email, which was very, very easy. Yeah, 5 litres, Halfords 1040, motorcycle 4-stroke oil, £27. Oh, well, just over. I really, really cannot complain at that. That's a brilliant price. Bear in mind, people quite often knock own brand oils. For instance, Costco and what's the other one? Macro and all that lot. They all sell oils with their own name on. You will notice at the side of them they will have a normal brand oil, such as Castrol or, you know, Mobil, something like that. These people do not own their own oil refineries. That oil is supplied by one of the bigger companies, such as Mobil, Castrol and all that lot. Whatever product they're selling or promoting alongside their own oil is basically what their oil is. They've just relabeled it on, and as part of the deal they offer the other oil as a more expensive option. So just bear that in mind. There is nothing wrong with brand oil. I'm going to put my visor up because I'm steaming up because of hot stuff. It's actually a lovely day. I always keep a few revs on now when I'm at a standstill, because the bike, it has cut out before on idle. So I just keep the revs up a tiny tickle. Checking the junction again. Here we go. And I'm going to go back through town. Second of the earth gears. I'm just moving the visor behind you and adjusting you. There we go. We're in third gear. Bimbling along like a mother. Right, I'm in third gear. Bimbling along. Sun's in my eyes because I haven't brought my sunglasses, and this particular helmet doesn't have an internal sun visor. My other lids do, and they're brilliant. They really are good, especially when the weather's a bit warmer. You know, you can have your main visor open and just have a sunshade. Yeah, going to Asda. They're going Asda. Yes, they're going Asda. Yeah. You won't stop there, you cunts. I used to live down there, York Road. Right, come on then, Jim Bob, 30 miles an hour, behave yourself. It's great to get out on the scoot. I'm loving this thing, absolutely loving it. Yeah, get the oil in the ZX10. I've got a new filter tray coming. So that's filter in normal torque, and get it back together, sort of like getting MOT sorted. We're turning left here, so we're using a left turnification signal. Bang it up into second, check the junction. We're good. Good diesel mechanics down there. There we go then. Tip it in. Now at this next crossroads with traffic lights that I'm going to be stopping at, unless they're green, and I won't be. If you go right, you go down to quite a famous motorcycle dealer in Hinckley, Drayton Craft. Let's have its up and down moments. Into first, into neutral, why not? Pretend your tyres there, they're very good. Very good for, you know, short-term appointments, like you need one in the day. You just rock up with your car and they fit you in when they can. They're really good. Junction again, tip it in, give it some, get up to speed. into third. Just be wary that the road might be a bit slippy where there's still shadow, because there was an effing good frost last night. It was -3, -4. Okay, back into first. Lovely. Come on then. Into second. Cancel the indicator. Application of forward motion. Into third. May as well just do a lazy little pootle through. Oh, big lorry. I bet he wanks in a lay-boy. I don't know why I said that. Well, actually I do. It's just one of these random things that crops into my head and I can't help but say it. This is an affliction that can be very, very amusing and at times can be quite embarrassing. Especially like when you're in the middle of the shops at Christmas singing Rudolph the Red-Knobbed Reindeer and people are laughing at you. And keeping their distance. I've always been like it. Now, during the last fuel crisis, when I struggled to get fuel everywhere, this garage here, Research at Inkley, had a constant supply, which I didn't know. I just pulled in there basically on spec. Have you got such and such? Yes, we've always had it. Why? So okay then. This is now technically Babbage. It's spelled Burbage, but it's pronounced Babbage, or it is if you're me. First gear to a stop, neutral, and we're going again into first. Second. Third. Closing my visor to keep my beautiful face warm. I mean, I could actually just tickle it into fourth here, but as we're going uphill and we're still doing 30, I'll just keep it in third, keep it in third. Rolling off a little bit. See the road's still a little bit damp around here. We're going into fourth now because it's now a nice cruise pretty much all the way to the M69 Island. If I choose to go that way, you are actually pointed slightly to the side. There we go, that's better. I think one of the elbows on the mount has come a little bit loose. Now we're all good, not a lot behind us. And this is a 40 now, so tickle up to 40. That is the good thing about having a scoot that's above a 50cc, is that you, especially in urban environments, you have no bother at all keeping up with traffic. Tilt your little back a bit. Keeping up with traffic. You know, there's one guy on one of the bike sites I'm on that actually uses one of these on the motorway every day. He does a short commute on a motorway and he just sits behind a truck, you know, doing 55, which this will easily do. I mean, I could take this up to Scotland, and you better believe that I am really tempted to do so. Right, now we're coming out into the 50s, that's 54. We're already in fourth, lovely. So we're in fourth, 50. Oh yeah, I'm still looking for 6 gears on this. Because at times, I mean, I'm sat at 50 now, in top gear, and of course it's big tits on the jogger. That's going to have to be highlighted as well. But I normally ride with earplugs in. I haven't today because I was only going urban. But usually I ride with earplugs, which keeps a lot of the noise right down. And you don't realise how buzzy some of these things are without earplugs. Bear in mind, this exhaust is minus most of its baffles. Here we go, we're looking. Tip it in, I'm going to use it all. There we go, I'm just going to shallow that corner out for myself. And just knocking it off. left indicator, look over the shoulder for tits trying to creep up by the slip road, wide open throttle in fourth, oh lovely, and we're wide open again, building the speed up, 55, that'll do quite nicely. Well, even though this screen is tilted quite heavily towards me now, it's still doing a brilliant job. In fact, I like it a lot, because I'd say 2/3 of my helmet is above the screen, so therefore the helmet's doing its job of cutting the air, and this is a fairly quiet helmet, and the rest of it's keeping it off the body, so it's great. And I'm not cold anymore. I've got the sun just to the side. It's warming me up quite nicely. This road on the left actually takes you up to the road I was originally on, coming, but this one actually brings me back down to the main road, which a lot of you have seen on my videos. Yes. So the goal this year, and I think it's achievable, is to reach 1,000 subscribers. Now, I'm not going to do any special promotions, I'm not going to ask people to promote the channel or anything like that. I'm going to let it do it organically, because one thing the thumbnails on YouTube don't tell you is that it will only say that you've had about, 75 views on a video, but when you actually go into the analytical part of the studio, you could have had 3,000 views on it. I think it only actually counts views over a certain length, which makes sense. But yeah, I mean, we're getting there slowly but surely. I'd like the channel to build organically, and basically me add stuff when I want to add stuff, not that truck actually gave way to me. What a delicious person. He should have my babies, because I don't want them. And let it just grow organically. The scooter's been very popular, especially when I did the service and stuff like that. That's become quite popular, because I guess there isn't a lot of information about these online, to be fair. So, the first thing I did was try and look for a service, and there was one, but it was piss poor quality, and it was filmed quite a number of years ago. You got to remember, this bike is 2009. They sold them for 3 years, and I don't think they sold that many in the UK to begin with, to be honest. So if I do a service, or like I did the rear brakes and stuff like that, if I do not so much a how to, but I just show how I do it, quite a lot of people find it useful, which is really nice. I get a lot of private comments and messages from people all over the world, and I have to use Google Translate. But it's nice to know you're reaching these people, and they've found it useful, and they've took the time to thank you for it. Which is really nice, because I know I watch a lot of videos where I don't bother clicking like, and and I should really, because people have taken the time to do the content. And I wouldn't call myself a content creator, but other people would. But I know as a content creator how much effort some of these vids can take to edit more than anything. There we go. Right, 0 to 60. First, that's 20 miles an hour. Second will be 40. Come on, 40. Third, 50. Come on, straight halt. That's 50 already. Plenty quick enough. Come on. 55, 55. And then into top. Top's more of a cruising gear. But we are doing the speed limit plus VAT and shipping. So slow down a little bit. I never really get aggravated by people who are doing the speed limit, especially truckists or vanists whose wages can be fined for speeding by their company. you know, not the police, because generally if you're driving all right and you're not driving like a bell end, the police generally have no cause to stop you. And especially police motorcyclists. I used to own a lot of grey imports that were not common sights in the UK, and I used to get stopped all the time by motorcycle police because they wanted to look at the bike, and on more than one occasion I've let them have a go on it, because you know, they'll stop you and they'll go, oh, that just suit the wife, like, you lying shit, you know you want one. Anyway guys, it's a lovely day. I'm going to wrap the video up here because I'm nearly home. So, thanks for watching. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. So we're back from Halfords. The camera's still on the helmet. And I forgot which way the lock goes. So there we go. 5 litres of part synthetic motorcycle engine oil. £27. I'd say that was a bargain. Suitable for applications where SAE 1040, APISG and JSO is what you want to look for a Japanese bike. JSO MA2 is recommended. Well, we've now got a low battery because the temperature's killed it. Yeah, GoPro, stop recording.